We're live, the home of the Rockets in wonderful Houston, Texas. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and here with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Washington, Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Pierce and Nene filling up the forward spots. And it's Gortat in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Pierce kicks to Gortat. Excellent D from Howard.
Well, Dwight Howard, in his words, back to having fun playing basketball last season in Houston. A younger group, more compatible to his fun-loving personality, and certainly with Harden and others, they've got a depth of talent that is very impressive. Probably the best core around him of his entire career.
Terry, the pass to Harden. Reza. And the rebound goes to Nene. Houston moving it around. Puts up the baby hook. Harden's shot is off. On defense, the Rockets. Here's Beal. Rebounded by Howard. And there's the call on Nene. That's his first foul. The Rockets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Ball against Terry. Harden outside. Fires from 18. That drops. Harden's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
And Wall. Here we go now. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
And you love the concentration. Gets hit, but stays with the play.
Yeah, he showed a lot right there. Plenty of concentration, finding a way to get that shot to fall.
Now here's Terry. Howard can't hit.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Wall attacking. Wall is screen on Ariza. The shot by Pierce will not go.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Now here's Wall. Pierce with a screen for Wall. Beal from long range. Houston in the lead. And now here comes Terry leading the break. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
And Beal kicks to Nene. Here's Gortat. Here's Wall. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Well, James Harden is a pure scorer, but for him to get this Rockets team where they hope to go, I think he has to lead in more ways than just offensively. Really needs to set the example with his defense, his effort, and his unselfishness as well.
And the Rockets making a change here. Rioni's checked in. The Wizards also changing it up. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Gortat. And Rasul Butlers subbed in for Beal. Here's Ariza. Wall with some nice D.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
Rockets have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
Wizards trail by 3.
And Harden is a great passer, but last season at times it seemed like he settled into being a ball stopper. So talented, so gifted offensively. He's an excellent offensive player when he's isolated, but this team has so much offensive talent. I think they're best served to keep that ball hopping, and that goes for any team, but clearly a team that has the weapons that Houston does.
They set the screen. He only dishes to Jones. And they get it back. 6 to shoot. And there's the 3-second violation. Jason Terry is checked in for Pablo Prigioni. Chris Humphries has checked in for Washington. That's blocked.
And already we've got a very lopsided edge on the boards for them.
Yep, +5 in rebounds. That didn't take long.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
And the Rockets making a change here. Brewers checked in. Sessions passes to Humphries. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
I think both teams feel like they can win. They both have confidence. So we'll see which team can kind of ride the momentum and take control of this game.
Johnson, he's checked in for James Harden.
Otto Porter, the 3rd overall pick in last year's draft out of Georgetown, touted as one of the most NBA-ready players in the draft, but a hip injury cost him the first month of the season, and he never really could get into the rotation.
And it's Terry off the drive. Dorsey off on the layup.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
There's a whistle. It's going to go on Corey Brewer. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Here's Humphries. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Oh, the buzzer beater. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, Steve, Clark, what are your thoughts?
And the difference to this point has been defense. This club has really gotten after it, and that's what's gotten them this lead.
Well, there's nothing that's gone up that hasn't been contested so far.
Washington trailing. Terry is up there with Johnson. Then it's Corey Brewer. Then it's Jones. And it's Dorsey in the center position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. And for the Rockets, they're shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Kicks it out to Johnson. Here's Terry. No good from the wing.
You gotta like the defense, not quitting on the play and getting a hand in the face.
Sure do. With a tough defender breathing down your neck, that makes it not an easy shot.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Howard comes in for Joey Dorsey. And it's Harden in for Johnson. Smith checked in for the Rockets. Pablo Prigioni comes in for Jason Terry.
These defenders are not putting up much of a fight on the interior. It's been embarrassing. That's 10 consecutive points allowed in the lane.
And that's not the kind of streak you want to have if you're playing defense.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Yes, Kevin, James Harden, a 6th man with the Thunder, but he's the go-to guy in Houston, a role he's very comfortable in. He said, quote, "In college and high school, I was always the focal point. Now I'm back to my old ways, needing to be the leader, needing to score. In any situation, I'm going to be good." Kevin, he's certainly been good for the Rockets.
A one-man wrecking crew, Doris. Thank you. Rockets have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. The Wizards making the playoffs last season for the first time in the last 6 years, playing around 500 basketball. Steve, what's the upside for this team in your opinion?
Well, their depth and history of injuries have to be a concern, Kevin. I mean, in the East, they'll remain a playoff team, but a contender for the title, I don't know.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Washington. Webster comes in for Butler. In low to Howard. And that one is hammered home.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Here's Nene. Second shot opportunity.
Great job taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
Not the guy you want to see taking too many free throws. Last season, his numbers among the worst in the league.
And because he struggled with his free throw shooting so much last season, I thought he was hesitant at times to be aggressive. He wasn't looking to draw contact and was trying to avoid getting to the foul line. And, you know, part of the depth issue for the Wizards is they struggled to find difference makers in the draft. Aside from taking John Wall first overall back in 2010, their selections have more than often left a bit to be desired.
Rockets have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Terry kicks to Howard. Taken away by Nene. The kick out to Pierce. Here's Gortat. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
Marcin Gortat, the Polish hammer. We like him. I know, the 57th pick back in 2005.
He's just a quality starting center in the NBA. 6'11", center, can score and defend. Really a good pickup for Washington.
Pablo Prigioni, he's checked in for Houston. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck, how about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane bathroom. And Gortat got his rebounding back up last season. A consistent double-double guy in the middle, and he turned 30 last season. Still very much in the prime of his career.
Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Washington. Sessions dishes to Nene. That one wide left.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
Ariza has the open look. Hits it from three-point range. Ariza's got the lead up to 4 now for the Rockets.
And Gortat, a strong finisher inside, can shoot out to about 15 feet. He could do a lot worse at the center position. The key for him is just staying healthy.
And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here for the Rockets. Dorsey comes in for Dwight Howard. And it's Johnson in for James Harden. Jason Terry. He's checked in for Pablo Prigioni. And a switcher also for Washington. Wall's checked in. And that one's good.
Yeah, when he gets an opening like that, he'll definitely take it.
Nene has the open look. Got a piece of it. Here's Serafin.
They're getting more and more physical as this game has gone along.
Clearly, and they've gotten a lot of trips to the line because of it here in the second quarter.
For Washington, they have hit just 2 free throws and 5 attempts today.
Well, you look back at a season ago, this is a club that made 78% of its shots from the free throw line, so very comfortable with that stripe.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am. Shooting 100% in the quarter, they've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
Well, it's a nice job of really making the most of their opportunities.
The Rockets making a switch here. Jones is checked in. And Wall kicks to Beal. The Wizards with another miss. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Shot by Terry, no good. Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store.
Some great work by Howard. He has 8 points and 1 assist.
So the Wizards 5 right now. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Nene down low with Gortat. And it's Pierce in the small forward.
Well, Dwight Howard, I think still the best center in the league, but I think his back injury back in 2012 has robbed him of some of his explosiveness. But despite that, he remains one of the most athletic centers the league has ever seen.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. James Harden, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jason Terry.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Good on the shot. And that's now 7 points for Nene.
As for Howard, you know, as he loses some of his bounce with age, which is inevitable, the question will be, can he take a step forward skill-wise to compensate? I mean, he wants to be a go-to guy in the post, but there's still a little bit of work he has to do to become that.
Pass to Beal. And the Wizards with possession following the score by Houston. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play. So we'll see Marcin Gortat go to the line here. That's on Dwight Howard. And Howard has taken his share of criticism, too, from the old-timers for Steve not punishing teams in the post.
But remember, in the old days, it was easier to isolate in the post. Nowadays, with defenses allowed to overload and zone up, help is always there. So I think for Dwight, he's going to focus on defense and rebounding and let the offense come when it's there.
And Gortat kicks to Wall. Clock at 4. They grab their own miss. Dishes to Nene. Kicks it to Gortat. Tries yet again. Rejected by Jones. Harden has a wide open look. Offline with his 3.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
And the shot is good. That's 7 points for Marcin Gortat.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Joey Dorsey's checked in for Dwight Howard. Then for the Wizards, Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Gortat. Humphries comes in for Nene. And it's Butler in for Beal. Houston with a big group substitution here. Smith checked in for Terrence Jones. Reza comes in for Joey Dorsey. Johnson, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Pablo Prigioni. And then for Washington, Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Paul Pierce. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall.
A nice start to the second half. Just one miss in their first 5 attempts. The Rockets, to me, are an emerging factor in the West. Not 100% sold on them being championship caliber. I still think you got to give that front office a lot of credit in terms of what they got out of the superstar tandem of Harden and Howard. I think it's a strong foundation of scoring and defense.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Boy, the Rockets came out smelling like a rose, didn't they? Bringing in Howard, but some luck along the way, too. You remember the Chris Paul Lakers trade that was vetoed? Steve, the Rockets would have gotten Pau Gasol in the deal.
And then not Dwight Howard because they wouldn't have had the cap room to absorb him. So, you know, they're probably glad that in hindsight that deal fell through because Dwight Howard, the younger and more talented player, when you think about his comparison to Gasol.
The Rockets making a switch here. Dorsey's checked in. Third quarter of basketball here and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. On the wing, Johnson. The pass to Smith. Johnson's shot is off. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here.
22 seconds.
Wizards on D. 11-point game. Smith with a screen on Porter.
Here with the lead, they'd really like to finish this team off. But they just haven't knocked down the three-pointers at the same percentage that they did in the first half here in the second. So we'll see what happens going forward.
Now here's Sessions. Porter passes to Serafin. Porter kicks to Serafin. Off with the layup. Rockets leading by 13. Ariza goes in. Johnson, a wide open look. And Dorsey kicks to Ariza. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. 1:39 left in the third quarter of the game. Sessions dishes to Humphries. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Chris Humphries, one of the lone veterans, Steve, last season on a rebuilding Celtics team.
Well, he was really a salary cap piece in that trade that brought Garnett and Pierce to Brooklyn. So, yeah, the minutes, you know, limited by the needs of the Celtics to play younger players. But for the Celtics, I mean, they were actually better on both ends when he was on the court.
Nice shot by Smith. We've got 1:13 left to play in the third. Humphrey sets a pick for Sessions. Here's Serafin. And the layup's good off the glass. Serafin's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Humphries with the steal. Sessions passes to Serafin. And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. For Washington, they have had a disappointing game so far from the line. Only 3 free throws made. For the past few seasons, the Wizards have been making trades almost every season, but they stuck with their roster last year, and Clark, it paid off.
It sure did, Kevin. You can see how they continued to grow into a really tight-knit, cohesive group over the season, and that always makes a difference.
And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Smith with a screen on Sessions. Tipped away. Humphries with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. Porter's running.
That's really how they're going to get back into this game, trim the lead. I mean, play tough defense, force some turnovers, and then push it to the other end.
And that's when a team really has the best chance to run after a steal, obviously. So the defense is going to be critical for them right now.
Rockets leading by 8. They've got Joey Dorsey. Terry is out there with Harden. Then there's Brewer. And it's Smith in the 4-man position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Now Humphries inside. Stolen by Harden. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Josh Smith. That's his first foul. Wizards trail by 8. Porter with the screen for Bynum. There's the dish to Humphries. Gortat inside.
Boy, the big fella's showing us a little explosiveness for a change.
Well, maybe Clark is working on his dunk skills because he looked perfectly at home right there.
Now, sometimes he can clang those, so glad to see him get that one down.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
Bynum kicks to Porter. No good. Smith with some nice D. Harden. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
James Harden with those rush hour handles, whether it's breaking his man down in isolation or running the pick and roll, he keeps that thing on the string.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Houston. And a switcher also for Washington. Paul Pierce is checked in for Otto Porter Jr.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage anyway. It was only with one hand, but he threw it down pretty hard.
That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Humphries. And Harden, a left-hander. Defenders tend to have more trouble, it seems, guys, with softballs.
Well, and especially with Harden because of how crafty he is. He's got that Manu Ginobili Euro move, the change of speed, change of direction, and then the strength. I mean, that's what separates him. He draws contact and seems to just go right through players. It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside.
It's Pierce on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Bynum kicks to Humphries. Blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. So both teams making some changes here. Gortat misses.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he is not helping their offense.
And, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Rockets?
Now, we've seen them make that extra effort rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace, really sending shots back.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Rockets leading by 12. Smith with a screen on Wall. Smith's shot is good.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
And Wall. Here we go now. They get it again. And the rejection by Smith. And he knocks down the first one.
Nene, a 6'11" Brazilian big man, strong and quick-footed with a nice touch. He's a quality two-way player. And for him, as it is the case with a lot of players, it's about health. Over the course of his 12-year career, he's missed almost a third of available games due to injury.
Jones checked in for Houston. Visa comes in for Corey Brewer.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
And he makes the first.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's contagious. Everybody starts to get comfortable and relaxed, and everything goes in the hoop. Was unreal.
Mark it up.
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
Here's Howard. Rebound by the Wizards. Seraphin's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Well, this is going to end in a lopsided victory, obviously. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness and the ability to close. You really have to give it up for Houston.
Agreed, Steve. And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. Clark, I think that was a big part of their success.
I love the way they scored fast break points tonight here. It was a key factor in coming out on top.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Dwight Howard. And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else seemed to match as he chased down rebounds.
Out to the right wing. Outside, Pierce. Wizards passing it around.
This run probably just a case of too little too late.
But at least they're still going after it and playing hard. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel a while ago.
Now here's Terry. There's the pick. Off the screen. And that one hits back iron. Washington's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. That one misses for Webster. Reeves the dishes to Howard. Howard setting the pick for Terry. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Dwight Howard.